Yeah, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hardcore Metal Detecting Radio Show. I'm Derek Askler, and Mr. Craig Tyler is on the line there. We'll be hosting the show tonight. Pretty much open lines tonight. If you'd like to call in with a topic, comment, question, story of your last hunt, feel free to do it. Call in at 352-504-4170, and we'll get you on the air here. I already see you guys are already getting on the chat line there. If you want to do that, just go to Spreaker.com and click on Hardcore Metal Detecting and click on the comment part of it. You probably have to be logged in, but then you can get in on chat. I already see Jason on here tonight and Larry Stewart, Ken Guthrie, right? I believe that is. Ken, if I messed up your last name, I'm sorry. I do that quite often on last names. But, yeah, they're already on chat right there, and I'm sure Bill and the rest of the guys will be on there pretty soon. So, Craig, you've been out hunting for a couple days now, right, haven't you? Getting out of there a little bit?
Just trying to see if I can find something from all that rain we've had.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Maybe pull something up, but Mike's done pretty good. He got a bullet the other day.
Oh, that's good.
At
least something.
Kind of a squash 3-ringer, but it wasn't that deep, but it read like, I think he said something like 48 or 38 on the meter.
Really?
And
seems a little low.
Weird. Yeah, he sounded weird. It's below nickel. And,
right.
Out of the ground, it read pretty much like a regular bullet. A little bit lower, and we weighed it, and looks like part of the end of it was like cut off or something. It looks like something.
Carving on it or something, or?
I don't know. It's also got like a dent in it, like where it was crushed down on it, flattened a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so,
it happens. You seem to always find those, Craig. You always find the ones that have been carved into chess pieces or checker pieces. Yeah, no, I mean, you always seem to find them.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to get over here to the air conditioner, turn it off here so we don't. There it goes. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Couldn't find the remote. Gets a little noisy in here with that thing going. Got those window shakers going. But yeah, as far as those bullets go, you found several of them over the years that have been, carved, trench art, whatever you want to call it. I've always thought those were pretty neat. It shows a lot of character in the find,
I got one down in Stafford a couple of years ago, and a guy took a round ball and put dimples all over it, and it was like little round balls. He carved it so there's like little balls all around it, and it would sit, perfectly. Any way you turned it, it would, wouldn't wobble or anything.
Got bored.
Yeah, but I found a lot of bullets just cut in half, or cut long ways, or just. I don't know. The guys were bored. They were just messing around.
Yeah, using a lot of time for fishing weights too. If you guys get near rivers or ponds or whatever like that, you'll find them made into fishing weights and stuff like that. 3-ringers and 69 calibers and stuff.
Mike got one where they pounded the tip flatter and then drilled a hole through it.
Yeah.
And there's a spring about maybe 50 feet away. So it was a major spring during all the way back to the founding of the town and stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's been filled in, and there was an alley put over it over the years. So over part of it. So.
Yeah, I haven't even been able to get out. It's been rain. Well, yesterday and today have been nice. I can't complain about that. But before that, man, seems like this was really funny, Craig. It rained for like 3 days, 4 days, on and off. I mean, heavy rain, light rain, and everything. I went over there to help them out to VFW, and I was we have these posts in the ground parking area, and I was just trying to straighten them out and paint them again before Memorial Day because it was supposed to rain and everything. I wanted to make sure they were looking good. And I didn't even dig down maybe an inch, and the ground is bone dry still. And it rained for 3 or 4 days straight, and we're supposed to get a foot of rain from this tropical storm coming in. I guess I haven't even watched the news, so I think it's supposed to be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever the weatherman says it isn't going to be here, it will be, but you know how that goes. But yeah, it just, I can't believe the ground's not more somewhat saturated anyway. It's not even damp. It's like just totally bone dry. I was like, wow, okay, I didn't never expected that. I figured, 3 or 4 days of rain, it would have, got in there a little bit. But I think a lot of it come down to so fast, it just rolled right off the top of the ground, didn't have time to absorb. And, I know we need the rain bad. I mean, grass is fine. I'm coming back and stuff, but I just wanted to get the rain out of its system so I can go out there and do some detecting. I'm wanting to get this Quest Pro out there and put it through its paces. I got a site for it. A guy told me I can hunt this area, and I'm going to hunt the old horseshoe pit of all things. Horseshoes. They used to be real popular and everything, but I got a place that has I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 rows. It's all dirt except for right around the horseshoe pit. They got it framed in, but I said I don't know. I'll probably find a whole lot of pull tabs, that kind of thing. But yeah, you never know. You might find some, a couple of rings in there or something else. Coins and stuff. So I figured I'd take the Quest Pro out there and play a while when the weather clears up a little bit and I'm not so busy. That really sucks when you have a honey-do list that's as long as your arm, right? So got to try to get out there with it. You heard? You were just talking about it before the show, Craig. They were rating detectors or something. What? I thought that was pretty interesting myself.
It was a site where they were talking about different detectors, and then somebody said they asked all the people to list the detectors they had. Mm-hmm. And so, it's one of those sites where most people, have a lot of machines. So I noticed there was like 5 guys that had Quest, mm-hmm. Quest 40, and so there was a couple of people were asking the people, hey, how do you like that Quest? And one guy, or 2 of the guys said that it was a really good machine, especially for the money. And one guy said that he had a lot of machines, and it was starting to be his go-to machine now.
Yeah, it's got
and he had, I noticed he had a Deus, he had a T2, he had, a fair amount of. I think he had a CTX 3030 also. But I think if people are talking about that, like for the 40, I'd like to see what the Pro can do.
Yeah. I was impressed with it because it's not that it's getting well for the money, it's getting dang good depth. It's I don't know. It's got something with it that it has nuance to it. It has recovery delay. It doesn't jump around like a lot of the machines I had as far as the VDIs and stuff like that. It pretty much locks on within reason, 5 numbers one way or the other. But I'll take that any day of the week versus 30 numbers. But I'm glad there's a few of them getting out there and trying it because it just there's something about this machine that's I haven't put my finger on it yet, but it's definitely worth the money. I tell you that much. I mean, if you're getting into metal detecting, I mean, this is like getting a mid-level machine, upper mid-level machine for like a low-end price, really. I was looking at them online. They got them on SeriousDetecting.com if you guys want to check them out. And he has a lot of other detectors on there too. There was something about that machine that I really like. I told Craig I'm going to send it up to him, let him play for a while and see what it does. Because, well, heck, Mike's using a Deus and you're using a Bliss tool, and I just kind of wanted to see what the unmasking capabilities were if you're going to get anything else with it because it's so fast that I didn't seem to have any problem at all. As far as getting in between targets and stuff, especially with that blade or that blade coil, that small one. It's like a 5x9 or something like that, or 5x7, I think it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's small enough. It's like kind of like our 7x9 with the Bliss tool. You can get right in there with it. So kind of keep an eye on that in some of those videos and see what these guys are doing with it because I haven't been able to get out, or I've been out already with it. But that Quest Pro, man, I tell you. Better than the Quest 40, and the Quest 40 is pretty good. So I want to get some more practice in with that Pro. It's actually really, I was surprised about that. It was really easy to understand as far as the screen goes. Everything's on there. You don't have to pan through. Pretty much put the little dot on it. You move it around. It has a little dot that goes by the setting that you want. And boom, you're right there. So I thought that was pretty easy, self-explanatory or whatever. It wasn't like you had to go pan down through and move over sections and everything. Some of those detectors got a little crazy with that, about 5 or 6 years ago with these, making adjustments and stuff, what you have to do it. And it got confusing for a lot of people. So I was glad they're making it a little bit easier. I think the Equinox may be like that also, where you can kind of pan around and get the stuff a lot more easier if you're not experienced with metal detectors and stuff. It makes it quite easy for you compared to a lot of them. So, but yeah, I want to get out there with it and see what I need to take it to a hunted out spot. I guess, Craig, is what I really ought to do. I shouldn't even take it to a busy spot yet. Just get used to it. It's kind of hard you get chomping at the bit to go out metal detecting, and then you get shut down by the rain. So you're just wanting to go everywhere, right? So, yeah, one of our friends, she has 3 sons. They're stair steppers from 3 to 12, and I went over there today to mow the lawn out there, and they already said, "Hey, are you bringing those metal detectors over yet? I want to see the metal detectors." I'm like, okay, so I guess I got to make a day for them. I may do that. Just just go to their yard, let them play around a little bit, and I'll do a little bit with the Quest Pro and see what happens. But they're all excited about it. They're like, "Oh, we need what Mr. Derek has. He goes out there to the beach and he has metal. He finds gold and everything." I just had to laugh. Their mom was like, "Yeah, he finds all kinds of gold. That's why," because you know how that is, Craig. You don't go out there and find it every time. So I was showing some of the finds. I brought some over, some of those Civil War bullets and stuff, and they just thought it was the neatest thing. Well, the little one didn't. He doesn't know what, he's 3 years old, but the older ones thought it was just the coolest thing in the world, those bullets and stuff. So they're at that age. I say, yeah, I'll get you in there. See what's in your yard. He goes, "Oh, I know there has to be stuff here because I lost pennies this year and I lost a quarter last year." So it's funny, you sit back and smile because they're getting so excited about it. It's like you are about Civil War stuff, Craig. It's like, "Oh, I gotta go." So it's nice to see them, wanting to have fun and everything. So I told her I just got to drop off that Quest 20 over there, and I'll show them how to use it and let them play for it because they're getting out of school. Heck, all the kids down here are getting out of school within a week. So summer vacation time, and won't have no school buses to wait on now, right? So that's been
we had a bunch of flags put up all up down there on Main Street for 10 blocks, American flags, and I was going, I wonder what day it is, and they go, "Oh, it's going to be Memorial Day."
Yep, Monday, buddy.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to put on our normal. We're with the VFW 10137 down here in Bushnell, Florida, but we're right down, literally like a mile and a half from the National Cemetery. So we always have 600, 700, 800 people come through, and we're going to have the food and the music and all that stuff going, and when they get done in the cemetery, because they'll have 80,000. Well, if it rains, I don't know, but last year they had 80,000 people down there. So they come in from all over, obviously. But it's a good day to hang out, and we go down there to the cemetery for a while, and then we come back up. And of course, we do the flag thing and everything. But yeah, Pauline actually, she was the voted in auxiliary president for our auxiliary post here in Bushnell. But we went over to the District 7. It's our district. It's like 8 or 9 VFWs. She actually is an officer of the district now too. So she didn't even know about that. It was kind of neat. They kind of nominated her, and she had no clue. So she's doing really good. She does a really good job with all the she goes to the nursing homes and stuff like that. Sees the vets there, and the kids, getting them involved in the coloring contest and everything. One of our students, I think he's I want to say a 4th grader, already made it through district. Now it's going to state. Patriotic stuff, the coloring contest and the essays they write, and we give out scholarships and stuff like that too to the older kids and art projects and stuff. So she's quite involved in all that. So I'm really proud of her. She's done. Anybody, a lot of you guys have met Pauline. She's like a force of nature. Craig, you have to say that she's a force of nature. She'll get stuff done. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, she's definitely in her element. She does a good job. So, Me, I just won. Yeah, I got in there and I was like, they said, you going to run for office or any kind of office? I said, yeah, I'll be the conductor of the meetings. That's I don't have a lot of time, so I could be there for the meetings and stuff like that. So I didn't want to. They wanted me to be treasurer, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that route. That's a lot of pressure for me. I don't like dealing with other people's money and stuff like that. It makes me nervous, so I don't do that part of it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's it. I did it for I was part of the uh, shoot. What do you call it? Oh my gosh, my brain's just shot. The community center over here. I was a treasurer for there, and I decided then after I resigned from that position, gave it on to somebody else because it was like crazy keeping up with all those receipts and stuff. My hat's off to anybody that does that. Whew, that can fry your mind when you start trying to add everything up, make sure all the numbers are right. I always tell them, I said, well, the IRS don't care if you're $1 off or $1,000 off; they'll still come after you, right? So
Yeah.
I just want to leave it alone. But yeah, I just I had that one spot out there that I did at the VFW, and I found I need to go back out there. I only took one trip. You never get even an idea about a spot until you get out there 2 or 3 times, anyways. But I was finding a lot of like Matchbox cars, but they were from like the 40s, like the Tootsie cars and stuff. Or I think it was 30s and 40s. I found a couple of those. They were broken up pretty bad, but I think it's got the possibility for some silver coins and stuff if I'm finding those Tootsie cars. So those are just well, Craig, you know more about the cars. Weren't the Tootsie cars one of the first like Matchbox size cars, or did they have more out before that?
Oh, I've dug them, back to probably 1920s.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't know if the kind of car,
different kinds of metal cars, and
right,
trucks and
right,
all kinds of stuff. But the Tootsie cars, I don't know. They probably ran after World War II, maybe.
Yeah, I think I saw some. I think I saw them in 1930s. They had a few out, but then I'd found 6 or 7 of them. All the dragster and a little compact car. All the neater ones. They actually had the wheels on them still. You don't usually find them with the wheels. But the die-cast cars I found from the 20s. I think it was the 20s. I had 30s. Sorry, 30s. It was a die-cast pickup truck. It was the size of but I would say a good 5-6 inches long. It was not a full-size pickup. You know what I'm talking about. It's definitely bigger than a Matchbox car. But it actually had a lot of the original paint on it. Of course, it was rusted up a little bit, but it did have all the tires and stuff. One of my the guys at the Historical Society over here, a friend of mine, and he says, "Man, that would look really great. The kids would love that." So I donated it over there. I don't really collect that kind of thing, and it was dented up a little bit, but it was nowhere near what you would think it would be being that big. But that's one of the ones I dug shoulder deep. Just banging signal because it's a big target too. It's about the size of a little bit bigger than a beer can, obviously with width and length. So it puts off a good signal. But yeah, shoulder deep on that bugger. I don't even know how it would get down that deep, but unless they buried it themselves, maybe. You know how kids are. So I was happy. That lot was impressive with the stuff I was finding in there because I even found a cannon, a working cannon, a toy one, but you could actually load this thing and fire it. A little bitty, probably about about a quarter length of a pencil, and it was just a little bit thicker than probably like a felt tip pen type thing. But yeah, it even had the place for the wick in it and everything. Of course, the wood was all rotted away. It was just the cannon itself. But somebody was telling me that they've had those out for quite a while, and I said, you would never see them today, though. In today's market, you actually load those things up and fire them. I don't think they're going to let the kids play with those, but interesting. Compacts and like the old Rouge compacts and stuff. Several of those on that property, and religious, like crosses and little medals and stuff like that. I did find a couple herringbone buttons from World War One, which were kind of neat. We find those here for some reason. You don't find a lot of World War II herringbone buttons, but World War One I do, and I don't understand why I wouldn't be finding the others. Were they making them out of plastic at that time too, Craig? World War II, were they still metal, or were they moving into that plastic button time?
Well, they had rubber buttons even during the Civil War.
Oh, they did. Okay. Yeah, I never really got into that part of the buttons, but well, I looked at my grandfather. I got my grandfather's uniform, and or his it's a jacket that he wore or had for the military. He was in World War II, and it actually has plastic or hard. I don't know. It looks like plastic to me, buttons, but it was actually a field jacket, though. It wasn't an officer's kind of dress jacket or anything like that, where it'd have the eagle buttons on it and stuff, but or whatever they're using now. But yeah, I have that. And
Goodyear was the one that made the buttons back in the 1860s.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it was like a regular eagle button. It's just this rubber with a iron shank or a brass shank. So that's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Berdan sharpshooters. It was a Yankee, I don't know, regiment, I guess, or they're the ones that all had those buttons on them, supposedly.
Yeah.
But I know people that had found them. I heard stories about it, but they'd gone to a camp and just basically sifted the dirt. That's the way they did it. They just sifted all the dirt to find them.
Yeah, Craig, Jason's on chat right here. He's digging his first shotgun shell primers, 25, 20, and 22 casings. He had fun though, he said. But those primers, Jason, are you sure they're shotgun primers? Because you do get percussion caps depending on what part of the country you're in. Craig digs those a lot. They're about the same size, but they're they're obviously different. You probably know what you're digging, obviously, but be careful you're not digging Civil War primers or whatever percussion caps. I mean, Craig, you've dug those 5-6 inches down.
Yeah, well they're small, but they're real paper thin.
Oh,
brass.
they are. Okay.
They're very fragile. And they got usually 4 little cuts in them.
Bill's calling them shotgun head stamps. 12 Georges. 12 Georges.
12 Georges.
Yeah.
First Georges.
I never had a problem digging those, really. I mean, some guys get frustrated with them, but, when you think about it, that's, like the size of a nickel, as far as like a 12-gauge round. But if you're digging those at 12 and 13 inches down, if there's a coin down there, you're going to get it because it, especially a silver coin of some kind, even dimes and stuff. That's, I get into that. I figure, I've always thought, they reach into their pocket to get another shotgun shell out and dump some change out when they did it. But it never seems to work out like that. But usually if I get into those, I work my way into the field a little bit. I start finding other stuff. So kind of at least gives you activity, around and stuff. But, the paper rounds, I call them paper rounds. All you get is the head of the shotgun shell or whatever, but they, I've always been told that, and I think it's true anyways, anything pre-1935 is going to say number 12, not 12 gauge, GA. So, if you're finding those and they don't say 12 gauge on them, that means, probably they're older and to be on the lookout for other stuff that, in that era. And I always liked the 1920s for some reason. They had a lot of cool stuff, a lot of ornate stuff. Copper and brass, that the women wore, their lapel pins and hat pins. And you find a lot of, at least I do down here in Florida, I find a lot of this 1920 stuff.
I found a lot of that in this yard.
Yeah, about the ornateness, though. I mean, it seems like everything from like 1910 to, well, even before that, but I mean, it's just noticeable around the 1920s, the lipstick container, or the lipstick tubes, and the rouge containers and stuff like that, always, at least the ones I find have been really decorated nicely. There's a little character to the find there. So you never know how big they're going to be either. They had these really small lipstick tubes, about 1 inch long, and shoot, they weren't even as thick around as a pencil, but they were like decorated all the way down the side. I think I have a couple of them. I got to locate those. I'm still putting stuff in my showcase and stuff, and that I got, and Craig, I'm finding stuff from 16 years ago that I had, set in a box up here. I had them labeled, about what year I got them in as I was getting them. But I mean, you keep a lot better record than I do. Everybody does that differently. They'll keep a diary, or like Craig keeps like the coins he's found, the reals and stuff. He has them in a coin, I guess, a coin book, Craig, or a 3-ring binder coin book. Yeah,
it's got like plastic sleeves that you can put about, I think, 20 coins on each sleeve, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I got, and then you can put it in like a notebook, so you can just fold it, snap it together. And I've got probably, I don't know, four or five of those full of coins.
Yeah, I got.
And then, I don't put any kind of wheat pennies. I'd say, FB Indian heads, or, I don't say the more modern coins or anything. Really.
No,
I just pick those. I put wheat pennies like in jars and, just cans and stuff. But
well, just in the last 5 years, I have a 20-ounce pirate mug. It's like clear, like a beer stein almost, but it's like 20 ounces. I got it filled with wheat pennies that I found in the last 5 years. So that's probably about, I don't know, $10, $15, $20 worth of wheat pennies. But, I went through them. I got the key dates that I had out of there. I mean, I have a couple that are worth a little bit of money, but, I mean, well, not to the coin collectors, to us in the relic hunting world, they're worth something. They want, coin hunters or coin collectors want those mint ones that are nice and shiny and stuff. But, I've always liked the character of a coin that you dig that, maybe hold or whatever else, the Indian heads and stuff. I always thought they had more character and worth more to me anyways, but I won't ever get rid of them, I don't think. Mm-hmm. I told Pauline have a big old auction when I leave this land. So auction off my relics to my friends. There you go.
I got quite a few silver coins just from these club hunts we used to do.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I thought it was kind of stupid, but about 3/4 of the people that were in the club, that was their main thrill for the year, was the 2 hunts we had.
Oh, okay.
And so that kind of kept everybody, in the club, satisfied, But one time we had a hunt. Most of the time you have like dimes and, quarters and stuff, mm-hmm. and maybe a few $50. And then you'll have like a few Indian heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we had silver dollars, $50. We had 2 gold pesos buried in the ground, and people freaked out because we weren't supposed to have buried the gold coins. Mm-hmm. And right toward the end, one of them hadn't been found.
Everybody's...
but one guy knew where it was, in case. And,
yeah.
But this one guy, I guess he was one of the oldest guys in the club. He's probably about 70 years old, maybe 75. He's a former FBI inspector, I think.
Yeah.
And real nice guy. And so he digs a signal, and all of a sudden he starts screaming, he's like, "Oh my God, I got the gold coin!" But it was funny, a lot of people at first were saying, that was, that's ridiculous, just putting silver dollars and $50 in the ground.
Right.
And then we had all these people come up and said, "That was the best hunt we've ever had. I've never dug a silver dollar ever before."
I haven't. 17 years, I still haven't got my coil over a silver dollar yet. When I do, I think I'm gonna have a meltdown. I mean, because I don't even care if it's a brand new silver dollar, whatever, not a new one, but a Morgan or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, you've dug a couple of them, Craig, but I can't seem to get one of those things. I got a $50 one time, but it was a Kennedy half.
Well, I got a 1921 Morgan silver dollar, and it's probably has the highest mintage of any silver dollar.
Yeah.
And if you had a 1921 peace dollar, they're worth about $100, minimum.
Right.
But this thing's like, what are the, but it's probably more common to find one, that date than it would any other date. But it's kind of it's kind of wild, when you see the edge of the coin in the hole. You go, oh my God, it's pretty impressive to see a $50 in the hole, or a quarter even.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing a silver dollar in the hole is pretty awesome.
Yeah. One time, I see and hear Jason. He lives over in north of Daytona, right there. So, yeah, I'm probably directly over from you, Jason, over here in Bushnell, Florida, across Highway 50, anyway. But he drives truck for a living too, I guess, is what he was saying on here. But years ago, I went to a truck stop in Texas, and I was paying for my fuel. I went over to get a soda, and this guy was paying for his gasoline for his pickup truck, and he handed this guy $30, 30 silver dollars. They were Liberty halves, and there's a couple Morgans, and they had something else in there. I can't, it's been heck, almost 18 years ago now, 20 years ago, but yeah, I was the next person in line, and the guy was trying to figure out what to do with them, where to put them at in his drawer. And I said, you know what? Here's $30 right here. I'll just take them off your hands so you don't have to deal with them. Oh, okay, no problem, man. So yeah, I guess I have found some silver dollars before. I had $30 worth of them, but I didn't find them with a metal detector though. But yeah, people.
One of the Kurt from the Hoover Boys the other day after a hunt went to. They always, all the guys have a thing where they go around to these stores and check the coin stars. And so he goes to Walmart, checks the coin star out, and he got a Walking Liberty $50.
Wow.
And
yeah. People don't realize what they have.
With a couple other coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, people do that coin roll hunting, I guess. I mean, it's gotten so popular now that, at least in my area, I go in there. So, did you get any fancy coins in? At the bank I bank at, and no, we had some yesterday, but the bank manager got them. So they're collecting them too. So every once in a while, I'll get like a Mercury dime or something like that, or they always kind of move them to the side for me when I come in there. I go in there about once a week, and every once in a while they'll have a cool coin.
Yeah, every once in a while I find like a silver nickel or a rosy.
Yeah,
rosy.
Yeah, you don't find too many Indian heads anymore. You used to find Indian heads in the rolls, but I think those days are pretty much gone. Every once in a while somebody will find one, but one of my buddies had a bunch of ice cream trucks, and he was forever getting old coins. Those kids, and then he felt bad about it, so you go back to the neighborhood, you kind of remember where it was, and the parent comes out the next day, hey, did my son pay for, or my daughter, or whatever, it doesn't matter, but did they pay for their ice cream with a certain kind of coin? He goes, yep, here they are. And the guy pays them, exchanges them back, so that was nice of him, but those kids have probably gotten 10 kinds of trouble right there doing that, but go through Dad's coin collection and pay for ice cream.